This is Basic AF, episode 88. Show notes for this and all episodes can be found at basicafshow.com. How you doing today? Tom Anderson here. Good to have you with us. And I'm joined by my co-host, Jeff Battersby. Hello, Jeff.
Good morning, Tom Anderson. How are you?
Doing well, sir. How about yourself?
It's good. It's a rainy Saturday in New York, and I slept poorly, probably because of allergies, which are kicking my little booty these days. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I'm perfectly fine.
Good. Yeah. I've had rain here for 3 days, which has been nice. Temps in the 50s, wearing sweatshirts. I like it.
Yeah, got a sweatshirt on right now. Not covering my bald little head, but
Memorial Day, folks, with today being Memorial Day, a lot of weekend plans have been
this podcast,
canceled because of the rain. Some local events, I think, are rescheduled here, but we really needed it. We were really, really dry, and so we've had close to 3 inches of rain so far, so that's good. Yeah. So that's the old man weather update for this episode. Thank you guys for bearing with us for that.
Shaking my fist at a cloud, Tom.
Yep. So, I can't remember. We may have, I think we did talk about this just a minute last episode. You were test driving a MacBook Air, the M5 model.
Had I gotten it? I don't think I was discussing
maybe?
Up.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Because I was dropping off my my MacBook Pro to get a battery changed, and then they were changing the logic board out on that thing too. But
cool. So did you end up doing that?
I kept it. Yep. I kept the MacBook Air that I got, and I have the MacBook Pro up on Swappa if anybody's interested.
We'll put the link in the show notes.
Yeah, there we go. Bye. Mm-hmm. So I did. I got the midnight blue MacBook Air, which immediately shows your fingerprints.
Yes.
But I will say I kind of like the little patina that puts on it. After the first fingerprint sucks, the next 54 are pretty good. So.
Yeah, you just learn to live with it.
Right. No, it actually looks kind of interesting, so I do like it. So that's pretty good. I got 1 gig hard drive. I don't
Whoa.
Whoa, what did I say? 1 gig. Yeah, 1 gig. Sorry, 1 terabyte. 1 gig.
Don't fill it up all at once.
Right. 1 gig hard drive, and I can't install the OS.
12 megs of RAM, is that what you did? Good.
12 megs of RAM. 1 terabyte hard drive, 16 gigs of RAM, which for me, I don't need anything more. And I'm kind of going in a different direction than this one than I've done in the past. I set it up as brand new, and I'm putting apps on as I need them. It's kind of like how I run the bar, which some of the bartenders that I work with, I could tell, don't like it. But if people aren't ordering, drinks with lemon in it, I keep the lemon in the fridge until somebody orders a drink that has lemon juice in it, and then I take the lemon juice out of the fridge for the first drink. And I don't untop any of the liquor until such time as somebody's using it, because why? Why would I open up the Campari if nobody's gonna have a Campari and soda on a 45-degree day? So anyway, yeah, same idea. So I, installed Highland Pro. Not surprised. I installed my scanner software, which I'm now using wirelessly, even though I went and bought an adapter. So pretty nice though, wirelessly, and just adding a couple of things at a time. So added Photometer and Pixelmator Pro and all that jazz. And one at a time as I'm doing stuff, and I kind of love it. It's a really good computer. Super light, man, compared to and my battery life has been off the hook. Like, I had it open at the bar, doing some work on it, and I think when I went home, I was at 98%.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Really, it's bonkers. So I'm happy about that. So really good. But you, sir, also, through the beauty of school, got your you got a new one too. So talk to me about yours. And you had a little trouble setting that up.
I did, yeah. So I had been using the MacBook Air M2, the 13-inch display. And so it was an M2. we had some little bit of funding left at the end of this budget year, so we were looking to spend it. So I was like, ooh. So 15-inch model this time around, the M5.
Oh, man.
But I tell you, dude, it has been so much nicer, like in meetings and things like that, because I work on a 27-inch display here, right? I've got studio display here. I've got a 27-inch LG at the office. I've got a 27-inch that I'm hooked up to here. And when you go to a meeting and you take the laptop, the 13 just seems so tiny. But and so it's been nice in that regard. But yeah, I ran into some issues. So I brought it home. It came in on like a Thursday, I think it was. So I brought it home, turned it on, got logged into our MDM and everything on Monday morning. Or actually did that on Sunday because I didn't want to deal with it on Monday. And when I took it and turned it back on the Monday morning, I had a message said, your computer's been restarted because of a problem. I was like,
oh, fun.
That's weird. Which ironically, my 16-inch MacBook Pro that I'm using now had the same thing this morning too. But anyway, so I was like, well, who knows? It was probably just installing something. It got weird. So I used it for, I don't know, an hour maybe. No, not even an hour, because that morning I had a Zoom call. And right in the middle of the Zoom call, it locked up. Like the person speaking was going G like that. You know, it was like a hard lockup. Mouse wouldn't move, so I had to power it off, turn it back on. Ran for about 15 minutes, did the same thing. I was like, man, this is really weird. So first I'm thinking, must be a lemon. And so I still had the 13-inch with me, so I worked on that for the day. Then I went back to the 15 in the afternoon and tried to get it going again, and it was constant. Like I would log in, it would lock up. I would log in, it would lock up. I would log in, it would lock up. And I was like, man, this is not good. So I reset it. So I thought, well, maybe something got weird during the setup. And so I reset it, got everything going again. And so I was like, usually Macs don't do that. And we've talked before, I think, a little bit here and there. Both of us, maybe it was just in messages or something, but our disdain for antivirus software. So that's where my first inclination always goes for these things, just because they're so intrusive on systems, right? So I thought, well, let me reset it, see what it does. So I reset it, signed back in, got into our MDM, which puts all of our managed software on it, our security settings, all that kind of stuff, and started happening again. But I noticed this time it only started happening because what I wanted to do was to see, like, because the installer for the antivirus software was a little bit out of date. And so I started going in and just doing the updates manually. And it's like a step update. You can't go from 7.11 straight to 8.2 or whatever it is. It's like 5 or 6 steps in between. So I got, always fun. And it was somewhere about halfway through there that the problem started up again. I was like, okay. So talked to a guy I work with. I said, hey, grab one of these, test it, see if you can get this to happen. He couldn't get it to happen. I was like, dang, weird.
On an M5, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have a bunch of them that came in that we're handing out this week. Gotcha. So like, So I logged into another account that's on the machine. I let it set there under that account, and it worked fine. And I was like, So at that point, I was like, well, let's uninstall the antivirus software and see what happens. So I did that, logged back into my account, and ran fine for days. Like, no issues whatsoever. And I was like, that's really strange. So I was like, So he's testing it. So we were getting a little bit nervous because we had to hand these out in 4 days. And we were like, well, I wonder if these are all going to start to lock up. They couldn't get it to happen on any of the ones that they tested. They tested 2 or 3. So what I did is I just left it off for 3 or 4 days, 5 days.
Take a vacation.
Yeah.
You just got out of the box.
Well, no, I ran the computer, but I left the antivirus stuff off.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, computer ran great. I was like, ooh, this is good. So then there was, went back through, I can't remember the timing exactly on this because Apple released 26.5 not long after I got it. And so I can't remember if I put the antivirus back on before I did the 26.5 update or after. I think it was after the update. Okay. I'm pretty sure it was after the update. And it ran fine. And I actually did all the updates just like I had done before, and everything was good. Well, there was a, for the OS update, Apple puts out these support articles, what's new in 26.5 for IT, and it's got kind of some IT specific things. And there was an issue on M5 computers where if there was a content filter on the machine, it would reboot unexpectedly. Huh. And so the antivirus tools, anti-malware stuff these days, a lot of them are doing that kind of filtering to see, like, is this computer sending traffic to another computer on the network trying to do something, right? Those types of things. So I believe that it was just the bug in the operating system that caused that.
That caused that problem.
Very certain circumstances, which is why most people don't have the issue, of course, because they're not running that stuff at that level. But yeah, so it's been okay, and ever since. But like you said, though, with the battery life has been so good.
Well, yours, you've got the 15-inch. I only got the 13, which is funny. It is a little smaller. That's one thing. Not that I've noticed in any kind of bad way, but it doesn't sit on my keyboard stand. My laptop stand the same way. It's not quite wide enough, which is fine. No big deal. But you've got the 15-inch, which has got an even bigger battery than mine does. So you probably, run forever, and it doesn't use anything. And as I've said before, I'm not really doing anything crazy. I'm writing, and I'm writing a fair amount. But when I'm writing, it's using no battery. It's really wild.
Yeah, so I don't really tax mine too much either. I'll have anywhere from 8 to 10 different apps running, but they're not really doing anything. I'm not doing video editing or audio processing or anything like that. It's usually a couple of browsers, some note-taking apps, Excel maybe, stuff like that. So nothing too hardcore. I did get the model with 24 gigs of RAM, only 512 storage because it's a work machine and I don't really need that much storage for work stuff because it's all typically in Google Drive anyway. But overall, though, man, I love it. I've got the 16-inch MacBook Pro with the M1 Pro chip that I've had for a few years now, and it's a great laptop.
Yep.
It's a little chunky, and I think the 15, like if I need to replace this, I'm definitely just going to get the 15-inch Air. It's just much easier it's much more pleasant for me to work with. Now, the port situation, you only get the 2 versus the slew of ports you get on the Pros, but aside from when we're recording, like right now, I've got 3 USB-C connections, but day to day, I have no connections.
And I've got
at least on my laptop.
Most days, I'm using nothing, and like I said, I'm now using the scanner wirelessly. So even I'm only using one port on the back of the studio display too. Not really using much of anything else, and I have a good adapter, that has everything all the way up to Ethernet. So. If I need that stuff, I've got it. For example, a couple of times I've recorded while I'm out in California, and I need to be able to plug the mic in. That mic has USB-A. It has the original connector type, and so for that, can't use it. Although I do have now I got a couple little USB-A to USB-C adapters, so I'll throw one of those in my kit, and then I'll have access to that too. So all good. I'm really, really happy with it. I didn't know if I was going to keep it when I first got it, but I really would say within a day or two, it was like, nah, this is what I'm doing. I wrapped up my MacBook Pro, put it in a box, and as I said before, it's on Swappa if you guys want to buy it. It's really in good shape. And like I said, brand new battery, and I take care of my kit, so it's clean and nice and beautiful and ready for you if you'd like to buy. If you'd like to buy
You got a friends and family discount for listeners of the Basic AF show, Jeff?
I could probably work something out. Yes,
ooh, so there you go. Feedback at basicafshow.com.
Let me know if you want it. We'll take it.
Now, you were having some problems with your studio display.
Yeah, that was some weirdness. And so here's interesting.
Which is really what led you down this path, I think, right? Is how
yeah, that's exactly. I wasn't going to do anything.
Brilliant Apple marketing.
Right. Did really well.
Yeah. Walk us through it.
And yeah, and I should have probably looked this up first. So this was even pre. So the MacBook Pro, my M2 MacBook Pro, the one that I got when my M1 got stolen from the no longer existent In-N-Out Burger on Hagenberger Road in Oakland. I plugged it in, and it would bounce back and forth between the display on the MacBook Pro and the display on the the studio display. So that was originally what I thought it was. I thought it was a problem with the studio display. As it happens, it still may have been a problem with the studio display. While I was plugged in with the MacBook Air, I complained to you last week. I said, dude, I can't stream anything. I could stream it on my MacBook Air, but as soon as I plug in the studio display, everything hangs up. So, little known fact, but your studio display runs a version of iOS. It has a full-on operating system on it. So it has no power buttons. There's it just works. In quotes, air quotes. So I started looking around, and this is kind of funny. I did not find it on an Apple site. I found it on an Android site. How to reset that display. And it was really interesting because it was, unplug it for 10 seconds, start it back up, and then I can't even remember. I sent you the thing. And I can look it up probably while you're talking here in a second. And what it did is it essentially refired the OS on the display, and since then everything's been working fine. So really kind of an interesting, weird one-off, but I can now stream audio and without any kinds of problems, which is kind of amazing. Nice to be able to use my display as planned. And what was really weird is it was working just fine. Not that long before that, it was pretty good. So it was letting me stream audio previously. So I don't know what the weird, some weird glitchiness that's all fine now that I've reset it. And that's the way I usually work. So when I'm at my desk, for the MacBook Pro, because I was teaching classes, I had two displays up all the time. But now I never have the MacBook Air display up when I'm writing or doing any of that. Got the studio display. I sit there and work on that. And then when I want to go someplace or do something, I unplug it and then I use the display on the MacBook Air. And it works out really well, which now maybe makes me think that I need to lean toward instead of a stand where I can have the display open, I might want to get a little stand that lets me just slide it in there and stands up sideways next to the computer.
Right.
I use it. So we'll see. Play around with that. But I totally rearranged my desk. I got rid of my standing desk just because I'm not teaching classes anymore. When I was teaching classes, online classes, 8 hours a day,
right.
I didn't want to be sitting down for 8 hours. So I got a standing desk. I gave that to my son-in-law, who is now doing customer setup, and so he doesn't want to sit at his desk all day. Mm-hmm. So I gave him the standing desk, and then I sit and I'll write for a couple of hours and do editing on the iPad, and then I might now that the weather's getting maybe nicer, refinish the front porch so I can put I could go sit out and work on the front porch, which
Right. Be
It's
nice.
a lovely thing. In which case, the studio display stays upstairs. So,
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah, that reset sequence you sent over reminded me of like the SMC reset on the Intel systems.
Yeah,
and
that's
like
exactly what it's like, but on a studio display, which
Right.
is really, really interesting.
I still wonder why. Like, it seems it's. I don't want to say over-engineered, but I'd love to like know the backstory of why they took that route with the studio.
With the whole
It's got like
OS.
an A series chip in it and that version of iOS on it. Now, obviously, it's doing stuff, right? But it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
I don't know. It's like the Neo runs on an A18.
Yes.
18, 17? I can't remember what it is. And it's like, wonder if anybody could hack the studio display to run something. Like,
Oh, you probably could.
see, back in the old days, before everything was so locked down and cryptographically signed and all that stuff, somebody would have done that. But
Right.
I guess they could jailbreak it maybe to do that. But
Yeah, I'm sure it's possible, whether or not they want to.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, that is possible. So anyway, it works out pretty well. By the way, not to get too wild, but let's jump into one other little thing. You and we may even have talked about this in the last episode, but your school was subject to a little hack, wasn't it? Not just your school, anybody that was using. What is the name of the software again?
Canvas.
Canvas.
Oh, and people always get it confused with Canva too. Like I saw a bunch of people
Yeah.
on social. I use Canva. Did I get hacked? I'm like, that's not the same thing.
Canvas, right, which is what a lot of schools are using instead of Blackboard, which you used for a while too, which is godforsaken piece of software.
It really is.
Dude, Blackboard was the worst.
Yeah.
But anyway, you were part of that hack. And interestingly, and this is kind of strange, and you wonder what kind of problems it's going to cause. But the folks who do Canvas paid the ransom.
Seems so.
Yeah.
At least they came to an agreement, I think is what they said. And we're still kind of waiting to see like if there's anything else to do with that. I mean, there are a lot of schools. There were 9,000 schools supposedly on the list for the people who got the list. But yeah, and the timing was impeccable
Finals week.
by the hacking group. So yeah, that was interesting period there for a little bit. But
Yeah. And
luckily for us, it was late enough. Yeah, I think it was middle of finals week for us.
right.
And a lot of times they kind of wrap them up early anyway. And so
and
I
you
don't
didn't
know.
really have a lot of pertinent student information in Canvas either, right? That's on
I'm
some
not really
other backend
sure.
system.
Like it didn't sound like it, but that someone else covers that. But I think for the most part, no. But like I say, I'm not sure where that is heading, so I can't say too much. But but they had that happen twice, I think.
Yeah,
because like
the
there was the
second time.
original announcement, and of course you don't know when. I think it was Shiny Hunters was the name of the group, so they announced it right up there, leading up into the finals and stuff. But who knows how long they'd had the data by at that point.
Well, and they had said that they had previously hacked them and then sent Canvas the information saying you need to fix these holes. And it appears that Canvas sat on their hands. Like they didn't do anything to plug the holes they got told about. So these hackers went back again and exposed more data.
Yeah, and then they did some stuff, and I don't know. It's a mess. But I'd be curious to know how much they paid. Like I always wonder. Like they always say you shouldn't do that, but
Sometimes you have to.
if you're over the barrel, I mean,
Yeah, right. It's either that or lose. You're going to lose millions if. How many did you say? 9,000 campuses.
schools. Yeah,
Schools.
At least that's what was reported.
Yeah. All right. So
But
and
it was a
I
lot
don't know
because like
what-
if you looked on Twitter, like at the time, and like the different web pages for the schools, like It was a lot. It's U.S., Europe, a lot of big schools, smaller schools, middle schools, not middle schools, but middle-sized schools. Maybe some middle schools. I don't know if they would use that or not. But, so it's the beauty of SaaS.
Cloud computing.
Everything's in the cloud.
Yeah. So. Right. And that is problematic. And that those 9,000 schools represent millions and millions of dollars, I would assume, on an annual basis.
Yeah, I would think so.
Probably way, way cheaper for them to pay the ransom than it was to. So it's crazy. But anyway, I'm happy that you survived that. You're through. Have you started your summer semester yet?
Yeah, last week.
Okay, so people back in business, people getting their new M5 MacBook Airs.
Yes,
all the other people going to be not happy about that because they've got what do they get? M4's the last.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to notice that big a difference.
No.
All right, Tom. Sports history today. When we're recording on Monday, it will be past sports history. Supposedly, Apple, as you all may know, currently has the corner on the MLS market, and it's now free to everyone who has an Apple TV subscription. And this weekend, for the first time ever, Tom, they're shooting an entire pro sports game using an iPhone 17 Pro. Sports history.
Ooh, history is made. Now they've
done other
what else
stuff.
did they do? They've done other stuff, but not. It sounds like entirely just iPhones, like they used
Major League Baseball. I think
that's right. That's what it was.
They were doing a couple of games, but I don't know that was full broadcast. I think that was a little test run where they had a couple of cameras on the sidelines, and they were shooting some of that. Apple also on Friday nights broadcast Major League Baseball, so they're playing with this. And who knows? Maybe we'll be having those phones in F1 cars. Shine's going to come off that for me, by the way. I'm not watching it like I was the first week or two. I'm not really. Cars going in circles just doesn't do anything for me. It's fun to watch for about 5 minutes, but I'm not.
That echoes my experience too when I got into that a little bit some years ago.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like you said, like all the tech around it and everything is fascinating, but
it is really
for very long. But
yeah, it's anyway. That's a very much a non sequitur. So they are recording a soccer game between. I'll tell you the match today. I think it's 5:00, and it might be fun to watch. Be interesting to see. I think they're doing what game?
It's the LA Galaxy and the Houston Dynamo FC.
Yes. Okay.
Which I guess is football club. So that's what the FC is for.
So, yes, FC stands for football club, Tom. Welcome to soccer.
Well, the Washington Commanders were the Washington football team there for a while after they dropped the Redskins. So,
yes.
Which is really weird. Football team.
Football
I think the Giants used that for a while back in the 1900s sometime. Early league days.
Yes. So it'll be, I think that's like a 5:00 Eastern time game. Not that anybody that's listening to this, it will be long past by then. So it'll be interesting to see. I might tune in for a couple of minutes to see what it's all about. And the hope was that your Vision Pro would have very immersive. Coverage of stuff like this. Your Vision Pro, I think, is turning into glasses or something like that at some point in time in the future. I don't think the Vision Pro is. Didn't they deprecate that? Like they said no more. A couple weeks
they
ago.
haven't said anything. There were reports from the usual suspects, Mark Kerman, that perhaps the Vision Pro itself was going to be kind of put on hold as they shift focus to the glasses. But they just released, I didn't put it in the show prep. Let me grab that real quick.
Or something, didn't they?
Yeah. Let's see. Apple.com/newsroom. Because it was interesting stuff.
Okay.
Here we go.
Silence.
Apple unveils new accessibility features and updates with Apple Intelligence. So there's a bunch of stuff for iPhone, for voiceover, magnifier, and so on. But they also announced new features for controlling power wheelchairs with Apple Vision Pro.
Oh, interesting.
So it doesn't sound like they've totally given up on anything to me.
Okay. All right. Fair. Just not a big, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. There is, I think, another movie that came out too.
And they did what's the name of the series? Elevate. They've got an immersive series on there that it's been around for a while, but they're 9-10 minutes long maybe, and there are a lot of aerial shots over different places, and they different cities or. They did one in a remote village. I think it was Sweden, Norway, someplace. But they did one for New York City. It was excellent.
Yeah.
Just
how many of those episodes have you watched?
I think they're up to maybe 7 or 8 in that particular series.
And you've watched them all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're all short. They're all 8 minutes. Right in my wheelhouse. So
your attention span.
I'm like, these are great. But no,
5 minutes longer than your attention span. But
yeah, but really, really just well done with the footage. And not all of it is, aerial top down. Like they're actually scenes from the streets, in the city, and there are some people talking about different things, but just they're all really well done. But that one's probably one of my favorite ones so far.
Cool. Tom, you have a new addiction, don't you?
Perhaps. I think I've entered the Battersby era of my life. So if you recall, earlier this year, I subscribed to the Field Notes Notebooks subscription. So the quarterlies, which I think I've gotten 2 of at this point. So we got the 1943 series, which I absolutely love that one so far. That's my favorite. Yeah. And then we got the Copper. Was the last one?
Yeah, right. About the pennies, that was the last one that came out, which you said you didn't love quite as much.
Right. I mean, they're fine. I mean, they're at the end of the day, they're notebooks. But
right.
So they've put out a new series that I saw this week, and I sent it to you. You'd seen it too. Explore America, 2 3-packs. This is not part of the subscription.
No.
But I bought these. $15 a pack. There's 3 in the pack. And so they've got, what do they call that there? The Explore America series.
It's the Explore America series, right? That comes in two different 3-packs. One is the Northern California 3-pack, which is the Big Sur Coast, Muir Woods National Monument, and Golden Gate National Recreation Area. I definitely will be getting my paws on those. And then there is the Triple Crown of Hiking, the Appalachian Trail, Continental Divide Trail, and the Pacific Crest Trail, which my uncle would leap over every time he crossed it because he didn't want to be. That was like a super highway. So my uncle, if it ever came, he didn't want to put a single foot on that trail, so he would jump over it. Pretty funny. My uncle was a hoot. I still miss him. Been over a year, but God, he was some guy. Anyway, yeah, so those are the current ones, and the plan is to do many, many more as time goes on. So that's a really good one. And I'll just pitch this one as well. As it happens, I will be directing a Reader's Theater production of a play called Birds of North America. And there's also a Birds and Trees of North America set, and I will be, for my cast, they will get a Birds of North America set for for keeping notes on the show and doing that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Truly, truly gorgeous. I'll get northeastern birds for them. It really is. These guys do field notes, do such wonderful work. Like well thought out, a lot of fun, and I'm so pleased that you, sir, are addicted now too. So I
already have more than I'll ever use because I haven't even used I haven't used one single complete notebook of the 1943 series.
Right.
And what really kind of got me started, obviously we've talked about it, but I got my son that Birds of North America series you were speaking of. I got him a couple of those for Christmas this past year. And I was like, oh, those are kind of cool. And so that's when I jumped in not long after that. And like I said, with just the subscription, I already have too many notebooks, but when I saw these, they just look so nice, the covers.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
So I was like, wow, these are really, really sweet. So I picked those up. My wife has started using them too. She took a couple of the copper series that I got through the subscription, and I showed her these, and she'll probably take at least half of these. So
yeah.
So thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it. Yeah,
my
first hit's free.
Right.
Yeah.
It is absolutely free.
So speaking of addictions,
yes,
Apple is taking a new tact to get people hooked on using the Apple Card, Jeff.
Yes, heard that, Tom.
Mark Gurman, there's that name again, from Bloomberg. Sounds like Apple may be releasing a new promo, cash back, that would essentially offer AirPods Pro 3 to new Apple Card customers.
But what do you have to do to get those AirPods Pro 3, Tom?
Well, talking about the first hit being free, you got to do a little bit. Okay, so you're going to, according to this, cash back comes in the form of $25 a month over 10 months. Okay. So you have to stay with the Apple Card at least that long to get the cash back. Here's the hook. You have to use the Apple Card at least 10 times in a given month to qualify for that month's rebate.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I don't think I'm trying to think. I definitely don't buy things 10 times a week. 10 times a month, maybe, but I wouldn't use the Apple Card to do that. Just use my bank card to do that.
Correct.
So I would say just buy the AirPods if you want some AirPods.
Right.
and don't fool around with this, because you spend that and then all of a sudden you miss a payment and then you're, who knows what APR to pay that stuff off. So just buy the stupid AirPods.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Apple Card is valuable, I will say, particularly when you're buying Apple products.
It's all I use it for, basically.
Yeah, same. I use mine for that. So
that's sweet 0%.
That's sweet
and cashback. 0%. I do use the savings account as well.
Yeah, I do too.
Some money in there,
and
but
you buy that stuff and it puts a fair amount of money in there. It's really kind of nice. Other piece of news, and I think with this we can close, Tom.
Okay.
I don't think there's actually with the two other pieces. We kind of foresaw this, not that everybody else on the planet didn't, but Kansas City public schools are to replace 30,000 Windows PCs and Chromebooks with, what are they doing, Tom? Mac Neos.
How about that?
And truth of the matter is, Chromebooks just running, Chrome OS, which is it's basically just Google junk. So anybody can do that on a Mac. Did I say junk? I'm sorry.
Maybe. That's okay. I called AirPods stupid. But it really wasn't like the AirPods are stupid. It was don't be stupid. Just buy the AirPods. Don't. Right.
So anyway, those, if you're going to get a way better MacBook, you're going to get a way better Chromebook out of your Mac Neo than you would if you just bought one of those crappy little Chromebooks. which my wife, she's retiring this year, but she's a teacher. She said the kids beat the living daylights out of those things.
Yeah.
Like so the Mac, I mean, I'm not saying that some kid won't be able to do it, but the Mac Neo, much harder to beat up. That solid aluminum case is something else. And then finally, the Apple Sports app, as of, I think, the latest version now has all your World Cup games.
How about that? Just in time.
Yeah.
When does that start?
June, middle of June.
Okay.
16th, 18th, 12th, something like that. I think it might be the 12th.
Okay.
But yeah, so every single game you can watch and follow the whole thing, which I didn't apply for this job, but it would have been kind of fun. They were going to pay somebody to sit and watch every single game, which would have been kind of fun. I would have done that. I think they were going to put them like in a queue in Times Square, though. So no, thank you. That part I could have done with it.
I could do without that.
Right. You know, watch me scratching my butt crack as I'm watching the game.
And then you're like, oh, crap, I'm not on the couch.
Yeah, right.
On my couch.
Yeah. But I'm on the very public couch where everybody can see me. But the
Sports
fact
apps turned out to be really great.
I love that.
I think it's really, really nice.
Yeah,
it was a little bare bones at first, but they've kept adding sports and just enough features, I think, to make it worthwhile. It's a nice, clean interface, certainly better than the ESPN app. And live activities are nice for tracking scores.
I love the
when you're
live
busy.
activities.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And
they show up on CarPlay now, too, so that's nice when you're driving around.
It is. It's great. So, right.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Good work.
All right, Tom.
Is it?
We've burned
time to wrap
under
it?
45 minutes. I think it is. I don't, unless you got something else you want to do.
No, like we were saying earlier, it's a little slower, kind of, about 2 weeks before the keynote at WWDC, so we'll have a lot more.
We're in that little interstitial phase.
Yes.
There ain't jack going on, and nobody's sneaking information out that we already haven't seen. So, but it'll be interesting to see what does come up at WWDC, and we probably will have something to talk about next show. So.
Yep.
All right.
Wrap it up, buddy.
I will do just that. So feedback, as Tom has already said, feedback at basicafshow.com. Like us, share us, tell your friends about us. That's the best that you can do for us. We really, appreciate those of you who listen, and we're excited to have more people listen as time goes on. Show music, Psychokinetics, and Celsius 7. Celsius 7 been killer in allowing us to use that, and we still think it's a good bump to our show. And Random Art Design for all your design needs. He's the one who does our Basic AF show logo.
Yes.
Anything else done?
Work. Let's see. Other than that, if you want to go to tomfanderson.com, you can sign up for my newsletter there. Send that out every other Thursday with more Apple stuff in it. So check that out if you would like.
It's a great newsletter, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
And I don't say that just because Tom's looking at me.
I pay him to say it.
Right.
Not just because he's looking at me.
Now.
Right.
I've got $1. I got a whole $1.
He's got that bag. So, but no, if you want to check that out, I would appreciate that too. So I think that will do it, Jeff.
All right, Tom.
All right. So as he said, we do thank you so much for hanging out with us, and hope you join us again in a couple of weeks, and we'll see you then.
See ya.